All right, guys. So this is going to be probably the last video that we're going to, or at least one of the last videos I'm going to do before the start of the season. So Jacob's back yet again. How you doing, man?
Yeah,
all right.
Not bad. Very well.
We've just literally finished recording a podcast, haven't we? A podcast on all the other, well, at least some of the clubs that are going to challenge us for League One. So hopefully that'll be, I'll next time I do a video, I'm going to put a link to that in the description below because it's not going to be on YouTube this time. But I just want to see what you guys think. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully we sound half knowledgeable on a lot of teams. We discussed quite a few teams, didn't we?
Yeah, like Ipswich, Portsmouth, Rotherham as well. A few teams that
Coventry, Lincoln,
that caused us problems last season. But
exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, I basically put out, as you guys know from from one of the YouTube videos I put up last week. I asked for you to put up questions for the podcast, and obviously there was so many of them coming through about the other teams, but there was a few that came up about Sunderland, so I just kind of wanted to answer those Sunderland-based ones here. So I will just very quickly try to get them up. I didn't really prepare this very well. Here we go then, right. So obviously the guys I'm mentioning here also asked questions for the podcast, so here we go. So the first one from William Tucker. What is it? Let's see. Do you think that George Dobson will go straight into the starting lineup? And who do you think Jack will play in the midfield for the game against Oxford because we have so many midfielders? So the first one, you said to me off air, and before we even came down to do the podcast, you don't think George Dobson will start regularly, do you?
No.
Or not at this point in time, anyway?
No, I think he's not quite ready yet. I think he'll be a decent squad player, but I think he'll want more experienced players in the squad. He'll want to include a lot of players that ended the season last year quite well in terms of how they played, the likes of, if you look at Max Power before he picked up that injury because he came off injured in the playoff final. I think if he's fully fit, he'll want to start him, and I think he'll want to potentially put 09 into midfield for the first time in a while against Oxford.
Well, we'll wait and see what happens with that.
Instead of being at right back, which
he's a bit wasted there, isn't he? Really.
Yeah.
That kind of brings it on to the next question. Then, this is entirely dependent on formation. But it's, who do you think Jack will play in the midfield for the game against Oxford because we have so many midfielders? So that again depends on what style we play, what tactic, what system we play.
I think he'll go with a 4 in terms of midfield. I think it'll be a 4. McGeady one side, Maguire the other, and I think, obviously, like I said, I think Dobson will be in the squad. He'll be on the bench, but I think it'll be 09 and Power.
Okay, so are you talking just a flat 4?
Yeah.
If we were to do that, I'd say McGeady on one side. I don't know if Maguire will start, actually. I think it might probably be Gooch starting the other side. And then probably, I actually think Dobson would start. I think he probably would.
Yeah, there's been a few talks of potentially Embleton sneaking in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against playing him there, but I'm just trying to think who Jack would play. I think Jack would probably go with McGeady, Gooch / Maguire / Watmore. Depends. Watmore's actually had a pretty decent pre-season. And then maybe in the midfield, like you said, Power, maybe Ledbetter. That's probably who I think that Jack will go with, but that's not who I'd personally go with. Okay, then so the next one, so the next question. Sorry, we go.
Yeah, I mean it's a really difficult one because we've got a lot of midfield options. Especially
that's one area where we're overstacked.
In the centre as well. There's talk of I heard, was it Honeyman's it's a potential injury doubt for the start of the season. So if he's not going to be included at all for the Oxford game, it'll be interesting to who will get the captain's armband, and you'd say the closest to that would be Ledbetter. I
think it might be Jordan Willis.
I
think Willis could get the captain's armband, but that's a different topic of debate. Okay, so the next one is from our good old friend Johnny Thorns, who I butchered his name completely wrong in the podcast, didn't I? So, sorry, Johnny.
Love you, Thornsy.
Yeah. Okay, then, right. Well, he asked for the podcast about our rivals Fortnite promotion. We answered that in the pod, so when you listen to it. The next was, how do you think we will fare against our opponents in August? So our fixtures are Oxford at home, Ipswich away, see if I get this right, Portsmouth at home, Rochdale away, Wimbledon at home, and Peterborough away. I'm so sad that I know that. I've just spent far too much time researching it, but that's 6 games. So straight away, that strikes me as 3 of the teams I would expect to be up there in Ipswich, Portsmouth, and Peterborough being up there. And then you've got the other ones that. How do you think we get? Well, how many points do you think we get from those 6 games? Or let me rephrase that. How many points do you think we'll get, and how many do you think is the minimum benchmark to be acceptable?
I can see it's quite hard to predict how many points we'll get exact from the first month, but I can see, especially away from home with the start we've got, I can see them being a few draws in there.
I'd think.
I mean, I'd take, like, even if we don't pick up a win against Oxford, a draw at Ipswich won't be a disaster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think especially if we beat Oxford, I think a draw at Ipswich would be a decent result. I would think the minimum I would expect in August is probably 12 points.
Yeah, with Ipswich, it's good to play them now. I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Towards
Pompey as well.
Yeah, towards the end of the season, like it'll be a lot more pressurised.
And even towards the end later on in the season, we're going to have them at home, aren't we? So that'll be a home advantage on our side there. Okay. Thoughts on the new signings. So at the time of recording this, we have signed 5 players. We have signed Conor McLaughlin, Lee Burge, Mark McNulty, I think I'm the one, Jordan Willis, and George Dobson. Not necessarily in that order, obviously, but what would you think about them? We've talked about Dobson. What do you think of the other 4?
McLaughlin, especially the fact that he's a Northern Ireland international. I think it's over 30 caps he's got, and he got into League One's Team of the Year.
Yeah, the last time he was in this, it was only a couple of years ago. That
so,
no, I think that's a solid signing.
Yeah, it adds a lot of experience defensively to the squad.
Yeah. I think same with Jordan Willis. I think Jordan Willis is like the star signing out of the lot of them that I think we've got, especially considering we beat a couple of championship clubs.
I mean, according to like a few Coventry fans that I've spoken to, Lee Burge is a very, very good backup goalkeeper to have.
No, you can't complain with that, can you?
No.
And then Mark McNulty, he seems to be the type of person who's a bit more like another Charlie Wyke. I think we could have done with Ladapo over him because of the type of forward he is.
Yeah.
But Mark McNulty, fair enough. I'm not gonna complain with more additions. We needed another striker. We've got it. Good to get it sorted. Go for it again, really.
Yeah.
So I think our signings so far our signings have been solid, not spectacular. I think if we could get another centre back, a left back to probably replace Oviedo, and probably a wide player or creative player, then I think we'd be all right.
We need more players in there that can play out wide, I would say.
Yeah, we don't, and we need players with pace as well.
Yeah,
I think that's one thing we lacked last season.
It's not guaranteed that I think that's what we relied on too much last season. McGeady staying fit.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good that he signed the contract, but
McGeady staying fit to like supply creativity coming from the flanks, and I think considering the age he's at, we need like backup players in that area.
All right then. So the last one from Thornsey. I think I'll just let you say that. I kind of butchered that.
Love that.
Does Jacob think that our players are mentally ready for a promotion challenge? I kind of said this to you before, didn't I? That I think if they're not mentally ready, they shouldn't be playing for us. That in League One, that the expectation is rightly there to be either winning the league top 2, or get promotion is the end game, whatever it is. They've got to be.
We'll know a lot about the Oxford game with the starting lineup that he'll put out on Saturday.
No, definitely. I think we'll know quite a lot after the first couple of games what our mentality and attitude is. I mean, like I said, I do kind of know what Johnny means is that in losing the playoff final, it could have a detrimental effect the next season, but at the same time, it could be used as what it should be, hopefully, is used as motivation for us to really kick on and say, no, come on, that wasn't acceptable.
Yeah.
Let's just put it behind us and go and win the league or go up, get promoted. Okay, next one. Rachel Wood, we kind of half touched on this. Who is the best signing we have made this season?
Best signing?
Yeah, so this is so far. Well, I've said mine, I think Jordan Willis, but...
I'd say McLaughlin so
far. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
We need another 9 McLaughlins, don't we? 11 McLaughlins and 1 pitch.
I mean, considering we got him on a free as well. I'm surprised.
From a championship club as well.
I mean, it felt like a lot of like League One teams like didn't really like pounce on him. Or, like, was it go in and get him straight away? It feels like we like knew he was out of contract and we thought, right, that's our player and we really need a experienced right back in. We've got him and got him, which
he's quite a tall player, isn't he?
Yeah.
And we need height, badly need height. So I think he could be a good solid right back to replace Matthews, and obviously on significantly less money.
I mean, like with the fullbacks we've got at the minute do have a lot of height in them, especially with Hume as well.
Yeah. Do you think? I think Hume's going to be our main starting left back this season.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I mean, I think it'll be one of those ones that, like, his performances will be taken up a notch, considering like last season, from what we saw with him, especially in the Checker Trade final, where he came on and made a slight impact with the runs he made down the left. I think.
Yeah. It's a make or break
Yeah.
season for him, isn't it? For Gooch, we need to.
Yeah, for Lyndon Gooch, you mean?
Yeah, Lyndon Gooch. Yeah, we need to I think if it's the Lyndon Gooch of the first half of last season, great. If it's the second half of last season, then we need definitely.
I mean, I think with Gooch when he signed his new contract, I think the pressure got to him a little bit, didn't it?
Just a bit. But I mean, look, we'll wait and see what happens. And then the last question from SCFC Liam: with the signings we have made so far, where do you think we will finish this season, and which team do you think will be our main threat? Well, obviously, which team is going to be our main threat? The diplomatic answer is listen to the podcast. So it's up to you if you want to answer that second question. But well, go okay. Well, okay. So who do you think at the moment will be our main threat?
So it's one of those ones where like I keep changing my mind in it all the time, but
Yeah.
for now I'm still going to stick with Pompey.
Okay, I've said Ipswich, but again, listen to the podcast as to why. As for the signs we made so far, where do you think we'll finish this season?
For now, I'm not going to say
A definitive answer?
no. I'm not going to go with a definitive answer for now, but I'm going to say top three at least.
I'm going to say between second and fourth at the moment, but I do think that if we could get the signings I suggested earlier, then I think we should be able to win the league, hopefully. But anyway, Jacob, one last thing. We're both going to be on SFC Fans TV, aren't we?
Yep.
We'll be in the
Looking
near
forward to
future. Yeah, I've already put a video up on that channel. Thank you to Officer Wee Philly, the Mad Mistake, for having us on there. And hopefully we'll be on the panel, I would think,
Yes.
following Saturday's game.
It's on the Sunday that
On the
will
Sunday,
be
yeah.
recorded, so
Yeah,
it should
exactly.
be potentially out the Sunday
Yeah,
night. So.
we would hope so. So obviously we'll wait and see what happens with that in terms of arrangements. But we're both aiming to be on there, so look out for that on SCFC Fans TV. Help their channel grow, get a few subscribers in, and thanks again for coming in.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you very much. Listen to the podcast when it's out. And final one, do you think we'll beat Oxford on Saturday?
Yes, we will. I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory.
Okay, I'm going to go 2-1. I think it's one of those. I think we'll take the lead 1-1 and possibly a late winner again. Thank you very much, guys. How are the lads?